I just saw Black History Month is Racist by Eric with no K, and I felt the need to reply, and I had to write it down because I was so livid that I didn't want to get on here and just be completely, I don't know what I want to say. What's the word I want to say? Rambling on. I don't want to ramble on. So here we go. First, Eric with no K. It is insulting and somewhat ignorant on your part that you would use the word stupid to describe Black History Month. You could have been respectful and simply stated that you disagreed with the idea. Secondly, while I'm glad that you brushed up on your Black history facts, I wish that it had been to enlighten yourself and celebrate the accomplishments that African American people have achieved since overcoming some very harsh obstacles over the last several hundred years. In addition, American history as we know it was compiled by the very people who set out to impress our ancestors, and therefore does not always include some of the less known facts. While in grade school, my history class, which were labeled American and U.S. history, only discussed European American history, like George Washington, Andrew Jackson, FDR, and Kennedy and such. The only time Black people were discussed was during Black History Month, and then only a few names were repeated over and over throughout the years, like Harriet Tubman, who was a slave, or Frederick Douglass, who was a former slave, Martin Luther King, who was assassinated, or Malcolm X, who was also assassinated. It was Black history teacher in the 6th grade that encouraged me to look up Alexander Dumas, or W.E.B. Du Bois in The Talented Tenth, Dr. Charles Drew, who was denied the life-saving surgery that he discovered. If it were not for the fact that Black History Month was recognized and celebrated by all Americans, I, as well as many other young Black children, would not know about the people just like us who paved the way for us. Perhaps this disconnect is part of the decline of our culture. As for the UK celebrating Black History Month on a different day or a different month, we all celebrate Independence Day on a different day. But does that mean that you want to give up your 4th of July weekend? Of course not. We can only judge America by American standards. Finally, Asian Americans have a History Month, as do Latino Americans. However, no one seems to make a big deal about that. I am not idealistic enough to believe that we will ever eradicate racism. We cannot control other people, and for some people, hate is a way of life. However, since America is a melting pot, I don't understand what the problem is with being American and still celebrating my African, Black, Negro heritage as well. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but with so many people and mediums shoving an image in my face daily that is not my own and calling it beautiful, why can I not be proud of who I am, where I came from, and share that with the world? And, P.S., for at least the next 4 years, every day is Black History Month.